What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome, this is your first time here. You might have already heard about the devastating tornadoes that ripped through Kentucky. And we had some bad weather here in Tennessee also. However, it wasn't as bad as it was in Kentucky. Kentucky got the worst end of the weather system. According to the ABC news site, over 70 dead as 18 reported tornadoes rip across South and Midwest. Kentucky saw its deadliest tornado system ever, the governor said. A devastating tornado outbreak has killed dozens of people across 2 states, with Kentucky seeing its deadliest tornado system ever, officials said. At least 70 people were killed in western Kentucky, and the death toll could exceed 100 people. That's a lot of people to be killed by tornadoes. According to Governor Andy Beshear, this has been the most devastating tornado event in our state's history, Beshear said during a Saturday morning press briefing. For those that have saw it, what it's done here and in Graves County and elsewhere, it is indescribable. Dozens were killed at a candle factory in Mayfield, where 110 people were working when the storm hit Friday night. Beshear said during a 4 a.m. press conference around 40 people were able to be evacuated through the facility, though the facility had major structural damage from the storm and housed dangerous equipment, he said late Saturday morning. It's a very dire situation at this point, Beshear said. I think the largest loss of life in this tornado event is and was there. One tornado was potentially on the ground for 200 miles, he said, devastating towns like Mayfield and Princeton late Friday. At least 4 tornadoes torn through western Kentucky. And guys, that isn't common. You know, tornadoes in western Kentucky happen. However, this many tornadoes in one night does this much devastation isn't common. And you have to ask yourself, is this nature causing this, or is this something more? Is this weather manipulation, weather warfare, or something like that? I'm not saying it is because I don't know, but this is definitely, not a common type of event. Luckily, in my area here where I am, we got mostly rain. We got some wind, and there's some few limbs down off the trees and things, and a few dead trees have blown over. But other than that, it was nothing to worry about. It's a typical storm. And most people think about storms as being springtime and summertime events. However, we have storms here during the wintertime. Like right now, it's December, and we're having tornadoes and thunderstorms and rain and lightning just like it would in the springtime. The weather, I've watched the weather over my lifetime change, and whether or not that is because of natural climate change, there is climate change. The argument is it man-made or naturally occurring? And climate change has always occurred. So is that what's causing these extreme weather events, or is it weather manipulation that they can come along later and say was because of man-made climate change? So we need to implement these rules and regulations, these carbon taxes, so this doesn't happen again. I don't know. I'm not saying either way because I don't know. But it's something to think about, guys. Beshear has activated the National Guard with 181 guardsmen deployed for search and rescue recovery operations. We will get make it through. That's not written correctly. Make it through this. We will rebuild, Beshear said early Saturday. We are strong, resilient people, and we will be there every step of the way. And guys, you can see with this photograph here, total devastation. This looks like this was at the Amazon warehouse. Yeah, Amazon warehouse. You can see it is flattened. In southern Illinois, in Edwardsville, an Amazon distribution warehouse was hit by an apparent tornado, causing massive damage to the facility, officials said. Officials there confirmed at least two fatalities, but called the search and rescue operation still ongoing. Several dozen workers were able to escape from the building on their own, Edwardsville Police Chief Michael Philback said Saturday morning. But you can see total devastation. There's a roof collapsed in. Trees down. Look at that building back there, guys. You can see the damage where things like this, tree limbs and things like that and other things, has been thrown through that by the force of the tornadoes. And it went through, 4 states: Arkansas, Kentucky, Illinois, and Missouri. The tornadoes did. Like I said, here we just got some rain and some wind, but nothing to worry about. Just a typical storm here where I am now. In fact, in my lifetime, I've known of one tornado that came through my area here, and it came through, and you could see where it went through the trees, where you could follow it, how it went, and it was about as wide as this room right here, and that was the path of destruction through the woods, where it went through the trees. Just a small path that just cleared out of everything, just twisted everything up. And there's been more tornadoes here, but that's the one I've saw myself. Now guys, you can see right here the weather pattern right here. You got Arkansas through Nashville, Louisville, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, all the way through here. And it got pretty close to me right through here where I am in East Tennessee. So it was coming this way, but it fizzled out before it got here, and I thank God for that. However, a lot of people lost their lives, and I'm sure that number will probably go over 100. And that's not counting, property damage and damage to infrastructure, damage to the economy. But that can all be rebuilt. Those people's families and those people's lives, can't be replaced. Of course, more people will be born in the future, and over time will be forgotten. But right now, the people are definitely suffering. So say a prayer for those people and for those families who lost their loved ones. And it's a reminder, guys, to be prepared. And this, if you can't afford to build, a storm shelter, or don't have a basement in your home that is reinforced, where it won't fall in on top of you if something happens, if you don't have that, you need to be ready to bug out. We get weather events that happen suddenly. However, if you know that bad weather events are coming or likely, and you can bug out and go somewhere safer, that's the best option, because staying where you are, especially if you're in a mobile home, for example, or living in a camper trailer, for example, or have just, a typical wood structure home, that if a tornado hit that, it's going to destroy that, and most likely destroy your life in the process. If you can get out of that area before it happens, so much the better. Don't be afraid to bug out. And in my opinion, that is the most important reason to bug out, something like this. Bugging out to the forest to live, disaster happens and people got this fantasy of moving out to the forest and living out for roots and berries and pine bark. It's not realistic. However, bugging out and being ready, having your everything put together, having a place to go, even if you have to go to a motel somewhere or something to stay for a couple of days until everything is cleared up, until you see what actually happened and the damage and things is all cleared up and you can safely go back home. If you can, bug out. Before weather events like this happen, bug out. Leave if you get prior warning. Anyways, guys, like I said, pray for this area, pray for these people, and pray for their families. And don't you think in the comments below, do you know anyone that was affected by any of this? Did you live in any of these areas? If you do, if you are or do, then please leave your comment below. Let us all know. Thanks for watching. I'm the Creekmore out of here. I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.